If you drive for DoorDash, what's one of your biggest concerns when driving? Well, it's probably wasting your time and not making a lot of money, right? Well, good news, driving on weekends, you can make a lot of money. Or can you? Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. This channel is dedicated to your success in this gig economy, the side hustle. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. And for the very best accessories for any app in this gig economy, check out my Amazon storefront, that linked down below. So this past Saturday, I drove for DoorDash here in San Diego. It was for 4 hours on a $2 peak pay bonus. That's the bonus pay from DoorDash. Now, I want you to look at some of the orders I took because I feel like there were some surprises and some tip-offs that may communicate your shift is going to be slow. Now, here's our first order. It's wonderful sushi Hillcrest. This is my starting zone here. $8.25 for 8.6 miles. So right off the bat, what's a red flag on this order that stands out for you? Well, it's $8.25, but a big red flag if the miles are basically 1-to-1 with the pay. This is not an optimal order. If you're getting paid close to $1 a mile, that's not ideal because there should be, hopefully, better orders out there. So a great sign starting the shift here, and here is a great example of just waiting and selecting the best orders. This is what you're going to do on every single shift. From, again, wonderful Sushi Hillcrest, but this time $10 for just 1.6 miles. Now, selecting the best orders does two things for you. Number one, it reduces your expenses because you're getting paid more and you don't have to drive as much, more wear and tear on your vehicle. Number two, a big one, since it's obviously less miles, you're gonna be done faster. So a great example, because we're getting $10 for less driving, but it says here, it says deliver by 10:20 versus our previous order. I want you to look closely at this order. This order from Rakitori Japanese, it's $11.25 for 11 miles. So there should be a pretty easy red flag there again. It's that 1-to-1 dollars to mile ratio. It's not ideal pay. So I declined that order. It was way too far south. It was taking me into a different market segment. And I got this order. Now this is from Aladdin. It's $10.40. Pretty good pay here, but it's 7.1 miles. But even more importantly, look where it's taken me. It's taking me really far west. Again, it is taking me out of my scheduled market segment. Now, in my opinion, there's two main strategies when you're driving here. Let's say you took this order and you took it because you simply want to cash flow. You just want to make as much income as possible. You're not really worried about the dollars to mile ratio, and you're not worried that this is taking you into another market segment. You'll either end the current dash and start in this new zone, or you'll just come back. And then the other strategy is really looking into just profitability. It's, I don't just want to cash flow if my expenses are going to be higher and my net revenue, my actual take-home pay after expenses, isn't really as high. So I declined that order, now declining 2 in a row here, and I got this order from Lotus Thai, $11.54 for 7.7 miles. Now I accepted this one, and I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, why did you accept this one? It's basically the same as the last one, except you're heading east. This order from Lotus Thai, I actually received this 30 minutes after my first order. So it's been 30 minutes, and I've already declined 2 orders in a row. Now this one, it's taking me to the corner of the market segment versus the other ones that I declined, it's taking me way out of the market segment. So there's that. Then there's the, hey, I kind of want to start making some money now. So here's where the shift really started to slow down even more. So there's only so much you can do, unfortunately, when it's slow out. Now multi-apping is one of them. We can see here, I went online with Uber Eats, but no pay incentives, no boost, no quest bonuses on Uber Eats. So it's now an hour and a half after starting my shift, and I've only completed 2 orders. That's under the average you should be looking at. You should be trying to do about 2 to 3 orders an hour. So I was happy just to get this one from It's Just Wings, $9.25 for 6.7 miles. And why not? We'll throw in this stacked order from the same restaurant, $7 for 4.6 miles. Again, not an optimal dollars to mile ratio, but hey, now we're just trying to cash flow. Now, thankfully, here's an example of a stronger order. This one from Nishiki Ramen, $10 for a strong dollars to mile ratio for just 2 miles. And rounding it off, Kalima's Mexican food, $9 for 3.4 miles. And then luckily a stacked order, streetcar merchants, $7.50 for 2.8 miles. So in my opinion, when you're out there driving, you should kind of get a vibe in about 15 minutes if that shift is going to be slow or not. Because number one, I was not driving on exceptionally high peak pay. Let's say it was a $4 or $5 peak pay, really the max that we see here in San Diego. That may bring out more drivers, which just kind of adds to driver saturation. That wasn't really the case here. And then option number two, I wasn't driving during odd hours. If you're driving during odd hours, then it kind of stands to reason not as many customers are placing orders at those times. Those may be tips that there's really less close by, short run orders, and then ideally you're on peak pay as well. That may be a tip that there's just less of those orders. Let me know down below in the comments if you agree. Are there tips, are there signals that that shift may be less than ideal? But for now, let's look at the numbers and see exactly what the damage was. So a Saturday shift that should traditionally be pretty steady from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. Again, on that $2 peak pay bonus here in San Diego. So for that solid 4 hours of driving, just $69.75 in gross revenue. That equals a well below average gross revenue per hour of $17.44. During this time, I completed 7 deliveries, which sounds okay, but remember, 2 of those were stacked orders as well. Out of the 7 deliveries, I did receive 7 tips, which was nice, and an average tip amount, strong there, $4.86. Business miles really took a hit here because I did have to accept some longer orders here because, again, there was less of those short, high-paying orders. 48.9 business miles. And that equals a pay per mile. It's in that yellow zone. It's lower than where I want you to be. It was $1.43 per mile. And based on the business miles, that gives us a tax deduction of $28.12. So if you got value in this video, definitely drop me a like. And you can also click or tap the screen here for my most recent video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.